All rise. Court is officially in session. We have some more cases that are filled with messy drama. We are sentencing them to red flags. Before we take this first case, I have a very special shout out for my nephew, aka my godson, Aiden. I love ya, kid. I order you to listen to your mother, don't eat your boogers, and click off this video because you can't watch the rest. You're too young. I love ya. Judge Moody and Joss. We both love you. Am I the a-hole for ending it with him over a 2-hour birthday party, then evicting him? And people say that Joss is dramatic. She has met her match. I, 32 female, have been dating a guy, 35 male, for 7 years. Just like a lot of relationships, it's been a lot of ups and downs. Back in March, my boyfriend's birthday was coming up on April 19th. My nephew also has a birthday in April on the 9th. So with their birthdays approaching, I had told my boyfriend I had unfortunate news about his birthday. My sister planned my nephew's birthday on the 19th from 11 to 1 p.m. My nephew was turning 7 and was having a party at a jump park in town, and me being the only aunt and loving my nephew, of course I was going. When I told my boyfriend about the party being on his birthday, he flipped out on me, started yelling and saying how selfish I am and that I ruined his birthday. A 35-year-old man is upset that your nephew is having a 2-hour birthday party, then hung up on me and then started texting me things like, F you and your sister. I'm going to make sure I ruin your birthday now. What is this tantrum happening from a grown man? And 26 more messages just telling me how selfish I was and that I ruined his birthday plans. Is that 26 plus 1, 27? Red flags. I will be generous and group all those text messages into one red flag. One giant red flag. The only plans we had were to do some shopping and go out to eat for his birthday, which we would still have time to do, so I really didn't see the big deal. I understand his disappointment, but the anger, I'll never understand. I waited 3 days for an apology and he wouldn't even talk to me. The silent treatment. I decided that was it. That was my final straw. I can't keep being disrespected like this, so I broke up with him. Now I'm typing this out on May 26th and we broke up March 24th and he still hasn't moved out. In April, I made him still pay the bills because he had no money saved to move out. And now this month, I paid all the bills by myself so he would have some money to move. And he is still here. Goodbye. I printed out eviction notice papers because I have explained at least once a week since the breakup that it's over, why I ended it, and he needs to be saving money and move out. I don't mean to be harsh, but I think 2 months is plenty of time to move out after speaking to me the way that he did. The other day I left the eviction papers out so he would see them. They aren't even filed with the court yet because I honestly thought we could handle this like adults. But he saw them and is now beyond mad, heartbroken, and telling me that I'm heartless and that I never loved him. I'm overreacting and treating him like a criminal. Projecting. Manipulation. That's gonna be a twofer. You got a 2-for-1 deal on that red flag. Am I the a-hole because my next step is to file the papers to actually evict him, but I feel bad. He isn't a bad person, but not someone I see forever with. Edit an update on this case. I am going to the courthouse come to my courthouse as soon as I get off work in about an hour. My best friend is going to stay with me until he moves out. I also have someone coming to change the locks once he is gone. My glasses are stabbing the side of my head. I own the house and that's why I haven't left. He hasn't paid rent in months, so in my state, I'm pretty sure I can file a 10-day eviction notice, so that is my plan today. I also wanted to thank you all for the words of encouragement. It truly means a lot. Also, for everyone asking, I am in therapy and I have been since September of last year. I have tons of support from family and friends as well. I order you to go and get that eviction notice, and I also sentence him to 6 red flags. And I think he should back pay on rent because this isn't real and it's just for fun. I order you to take a sip of water. Take a sip of water. Next up into my courtroom, the next case. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my boyfriend over a food argument? No, because I would break up with someone if they did not share their pickles with me. I will take this case. Come forth with the evidence. Me, 25 female, and my now ex-boyfriend, 28 male, have been dating for about 3 months. To give context, I've had really hard experiences in the past when it comes to dating, which led me to isolate myself for a long time. Us meeting was something of a coincidence, and we liked each other as soon as we started talking. I have to admit, we have come a little too strong at the beginning, with me practically moving in after the first month. Could it be? Could it be? Some people will disagree. You know what? I'll let you live your life. Your decision. In any way, we seemed to get along just fine. As the time went on, I could tell he was sweet, modest, and really hardworking, having 3 jobs at the same time. We could say we came from different worlds since I was raised very Christian by loving and doting parents, whereas he had a rough childhood with no parents around. I thought nothing of it since at this point of our lives, we had enough in common to have a relationship. Sometimes he would make comments on me being a picky eater or too coddle or too spoiled. Now, this is the time to tell you I am not rich by any means. I am working class just like my parents and their parents before them. I do have some luxuries nowadays, but that has been because I've worked really hard to get better paying jobs at the same time that I'm getting my degree. She's a smart cookie. Still, this seemed to make him mad for some reason, saying how easy I had it and that I didn't need to worry about anything since my parents would have my back no matter what. I don't like this whole, you're so lucky. Was it luck or did I work hard? No, that's not the support we need and deserve. Where's the hair and makeup team? Please come to the courtroom. Hair emergency. I bet Judge Judy really gets a hair and makeup team. Judge Moody does not. The more days went by, the more these snarky comments I would get. But I tried to play it down, putting myself in his position. It must be hard feeling you're on your own. Then this past Saturday, we slept in and didn't feel like cooking, so I ordered some food. It was a lot of food for very little money, and my plate even included a piece of fried chicken, which was not advertised on the app to begin with. I don't eat fried chicken, so I just moved it aside and I ate the rest of the meal. When I was done, we looked at my plate and he went, "You're not going to finish your food?" I explained I finished everything, but the fried chicken, since I did not like it. And would he want it? He looked at me like I had slapped him in the face. And then he went, "Well, I can tell you've never been forced to eat something you don't want to." This caught me off guard. Technically, he was right. Food was never forced on me, but why was that something bad or reproachable? I asked him as much as he went off on a rant about starving children in Africa and how I was irresponsible and a spoiled brat. I'm not understanding why he's talking to you like this, as if you're not his partner. I don't like these words that are being used. This conversation could go differently if you're concerned about the children of Africa. I mean that genuinely. I didn't want to fight him since breakups are really not my forte, so I calmly listened. I nodded and I even apologized. I said I had to go then and left to never return. I talked to him a couple of days later and explained that I didn't think we should see each other anymore. He said I am being ridiculous and that this is just another way that I am showing I am childish. I guess it's okay for him to have his opinions, but guilt-tripping me wasn't really the way to make a statement. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to be with a man that would force me, if given the chance, to eat something I don't want? We have an update. More evidence in the case. Hey guys, that's Judge Moody to you. Thank you so much to everyone who commented and gave their support. It's been a couple of lonely days and I wrote this not expecting a real answer. He contacted me today asking to go to the movies. He knows I'm weak for anything cinematic. If he had contacted me 24 hours ago, I wouldn't have hesitated to accept. But reading you all had made me realize I need to set boundaries, even if it can be hurtful sometimes. And special thanks to everyone who called me brave and even congratulated me. It brought me to literal tears. I never thought of myself as brave before. Sometimes the internet can be a wonderful place. It can be. It can also be horrible. I order you to set boundaries with this man if you proceed to move forward with him. I also sentence him to 2 red flags as he needs to work on his communication and the name calling. Judging. The only judging here is done by Judge Moody. Okay? 2 red flags for you, sir. Next case. Am I overreacting? Boyfriend's ex-wife sneaks on a work trip and leaves the kids. I recently started dating someone and we are taking it slow because we both have kids from a previous marriage. Matt, 36, won a work trip for meeting his goals. Matt also works at the same company as his ex-wife, just different locations. Matt asked his ex-wife to watch the kids because he had won this work trip and she had not. She agreed to take the kids. When Matt arrived at the airport to board his flight, guess who was on the same plane? Any guesses? His ex-wife. They got divorced because Matt caught his wife cheating with a coworker. The coworker / lover that she's still seeing invited her because he had also won the work trip. She was there as coworkers' date. Despite guests not being invited to this work retreat and she did not earn the trip herself, she has taken on the expense to go on this trip and essentially crash their work events. Matt has already discussed his relationship with his ex-wife as decent and they rarely communicate outside of the children. Matt is upset about his ex-wife coming on the trip, but seems kind of nonchalant about the fact that the kids were supposed to be watched by her and she left them with her mom to blindside Matt on this trip. I feel that should have been a conversation between the parents, don't you? I find the whole situation really manipulative and dishonest, and I'm concerned with having a relationship with someone whose ex-wife does things like this, but more importantly, the fact that he doesn't see the gravity of the situation. Am I overreacting about a situation that really does not concern me? Possibly. My child's father isn't in her life, so I don't have any baby daddy drama. But this just seems like unhinged behavior. Edit. Since people keep thinking my concern is him cheating, it's not. I'm concerned with his ex's secrecy and not being forthcoming and the complications it will cause for my life and custody situation if this woman turns out to be unhinged. But I'm glad some people have said I'm overreacting. If at any point her behavior makes me personally uncomfortable, I'll have to make a decision, but for now, it isn't my place. Edit 2. Matt has done nothing wrong and I'm not concerned with that. Matt and I have bonded around the fact that both of our partners cheated on us. I think at this point I'm really just projecting the trauma of my own divorce and being lied to about where my kids were at, only to find out he was taking them on a ride for illicit activities. Once again, Matt is fine. I'm just concerned about having another manipulative person. But y'all are right. If Matt does not see a problem with it, it shouldn't be my problem, though it's hard to watch someone go through the same things you did. I jumped the gun and rushed to judgment too quickly, no matter how sincere my intentions are. I do sentence her, the ex-wife, maybe. I do think there could have been better communication and co-parenting in that situation. And I stand by that. However, I did feel you were overreacting a little bit there. Could have been. However, you took accountability and you realized you were overreacting. So, good for you. This case is closed. Next case into my courtroom. I caught him once. He profusely apologized, only for me to catch him a few weeks later doing exactly the same. You hear that, jury? 4 weeks ago, I saw out of the corner of my eye what I thought was a dating app on his phone. A dating app. While you're in a relationship. Why would you need that? I'm right here. I confronted him and he adamantly denied it. And also refused to show me his phone. And then told me that he made a fake profile to make sure I wasn't on one. Projection, manipulation. We got a whole doozy going on here. I dropped it. You gonna pick it back up? 3 weeks ago, I got access to his phone and I didn't see any apps on there, but I saw a conversation between him and another woman. He was actively trying to pursue her and ask her out. Great. She wasn't very receptive, but he was sending her selfies from inside my home. I confronted him and he profusely apologized and said he was so stupid and would never do anything like that again. I was angry for a few days, but I let it go. People make mistakes. 3 days ago, I find that someone posted him on the Facebook page. Are we dating the same guy? If you have not checked out that page, you really should, you guys. It's crazy. It's crazy on there. I live for the drama. She posted a screenshot of his Bumble profile. I confronted him and he is begging for forgiveness and saying he is so stupid and will never do it again. Absolutely not. He hasn't eaten for the past 3 days and has been massively depressed. Before, maybe I would feel like he is sorry, but this time I feel nothing towards him. Absolutely nothing. Hurt? Yes. Ow. But I just feel numb to him. He is begging for reconciliation, but I feel so incredibly stupid and like I can't trust him because he acted sorry when I caught him texting the other women. But he clearly wasn't because he continued on the apps. How do I get over this? It's painful to think I have to throw years down the drain. Could he ever change? That is the burning question in a cheating relationship. It sure is. Let me tell you though, maybe this will help you with your decision. This man is being sentenced to 6 red flags, and that's a lot of red flags to look past. You have an out right now. I demand you to consider it. Am I overreacting that my friend cried at my engagement party and blames me? I have too many items. I have a friend of about 10 years, let's call her L, that I asked to help with my wedding by being my day of coordinator. I'm a wedding planner myself. I just needed someone I can trust to pull off the timing. She is a wedding planner in NYC for high-end clients, so I know just how skilled she is firsthand. She was thrilled to work with me. For about 8 months, we met for coffee and chatted every so often to catch her up on my plans. It felt like an absolute perfect fit. Fast forward to my engagement party. My maid of honor hosted the party and my bridesmaids put it all together. It was a beautiful masterpiece and could not have been any better. It was magical until about 1 hour before the end. All of a sudden, my friend Elle is in tears. We're not there yet, but we might be. She informs me that she remembered that today was the anniversary of a really traumatic event in her life, and she was having a panic attack. I was so concerned for her, and I wanted her to have her privacy and know that I was there for her. I sat with her after my maid of honor consoled her, and we hugged and cried together as I talked her through it. She went and she rejoined the group, but ultimately ended up leaving after going to the bathroom without saying anything to anyone. We sent her some texts, but she knew she would need some time and space before she replied. The next morning, I woke up to a voicemail from Elle saying she'll no longer be my coordinator because she felt unsupported and betrayed while she was going through a crisis. I'm not sure I agree with that. She felt the party shouldn't have continued, and we should have focused on cheering her up as a group. She also felt unthanked for planning my party. I was pretty shocked, not only by her accusations, but my bridesmaids planned my party, and my maid of honor was the host. Am I missing something here? I apologized to her and told her I really thought I had tried my best to comfort her and help, but that really was not good enough to her and sounded like excuses. I can't stop thinking about how I just feel like I have whiplash about this whole thing. It was supposed to be, and was at first, one of our happiest days leading up to our wedding, but the hours and days following it had just felt like a dark cloud. Now we are 6 months away from the wedding with a lot of loose ends and a bruised heart. Am I overreacting? Update 1. Hello everyone! I have an update. My ex-wedding coordinator, after apparent deliberation in the past few weeks, is saying she realizes now how selfish she has been and how poorly she treated me at and surrounding the party. I retract my red flag. I feel like my maid of honor must have said something to her. I only know what I've been able to gather from her 45-second voicemails that she's been leaving me before they cut her off. She seems to be sincere in wanting to apologize face to face, and that's okay, I guess. But I'm struggling with whether or not it's even right for me to be friends with someone like this, even if they're not invited to the wedding and don't live near me. And how do you be friends with someone you wouldn't invite to your wedding, not because the guest list is full, but no matter how long or short the guest list was? I haven't heard her out yet, but she's asking for some form of communication with me. I don't even think I'm willing to have a conversation with her to apologize, but would probably prefer her to write to me instead, whether that be email, text, or if she just prefers handwriting. I just don't want to be caught in a torrent of rebuttals and buts tacked on to the end of what was supposed to be an apology to me. I'm terrified of getting bailed into a conversation where I feel yet again cornered. My glasses weren't working. And bullied because she turns it around on me somehow. My head is a little spinny. Help! Help! I hope my neighbors don't think I actually need help. I'm fine. Update number 2. Just to clarify, I never received an apology in the voicemail she left, so whether or not I speak to her again, I don't consider it apology accepted. She's not forgiven. Also, she was never going to be my wedding coordinator after the day she tried to withdraw. There is no changing that. I am an experienced event planner and have learned that when a vendor lets you down big the first time, you let them go forever. It wasn't going to be that way with our friendship until all of this went down. I let her know that I did receive her voicemails, but don't wish to speak to her and have nothing left to say outside of what my maid of honor likely said to her. From all the crying I did to her while I was processing all of this, I let her know a few more things I felt she should know, and she can write to me, but I won't be responding as if it's back and forth. This is not up for debate, and that is all the evidence we have in this case so far. I did, in fact, see a red flag there in the behavior. However, we are human, we make mistakes. Accountability was taken. An apology was wanting to be made, so I retract that. So I sentence this case to 0 red flags and inconclusive. Let me know your opinion. Jury, do we agree? I'll see you in the comments. Court is adjourned. Oh, Judge Moody is a little loopy. She's a little sleepy. I'm unhinged, okay? All these cases are closed. Let me know what you have thought about my decisions on these, and I'll see ya in the jury section. Stay classy out there, stay sassy, and stay moody. I just felt like doing a little thing.